Part 2. So when I left off, I gave y'all a brief history lesson of Native American culture and stuff and how y'all think that Mexicans are not Native American because they are. Now, let me break it down to you on the taxation, conquering of the racist land that we call America. Alright? Let's get this shit right. So our journey begins way over back in Africa, where African chiefs and kings sold out the younger and the smaller tribes to white people. Now, white people didn't just come over to Africa and like wipe shit out and just start taking slaves. No. The truth be told, a lot of African tribes wanted to get rid of some of the other tribes. What better way than to get them the fuck out of Africa? So while that's going on, you have war and tribes, all right? So you have certain tribes in Native American cultures going to war with each other. I can't give you specifics because I'm not really aware of which tribes hated which tribes whatsoever. I know it wasn't like Lakota against Lakota, all right? But I do know, like, on the East Coast, there were tribes fighting against tribes. On the West Coast, there was tribes fighting against tribes. And all of it was territory, and all of it was either the buffalo or women or other things. And yes, Native Americans also had slaves. Sacagawea was a slave, all right? But we also had royal Native Americans. We had princes and princesses, too. Or prince and princesses. No, we had rural children of the chief. And then you have the other ranking elders and shamans and shit like that. Alright? So hopefully I pronounced all that right and got it right. If not, y'all can fact check me and correct the shit later. As time went on over there, while slaves were being collected and brought over, white people also had slaves called indentured servants. Indentured servants were basically second-class white citizens who were suckered into becoming slaves, put on a boat with whites and black slaves, brought over to America to settle America. But when they got here, the place was already settled. So, fortunately, some asshole named Marco Polo went down to China and stole all the goddamn gunpowder, which brought that shit back to England, and the person with the superior firepower generally wins the war. Alright? No, I did not learn that in the army. That's just a fact. So, the Europeans come over, and instead of listening to like what my great-grandmother Ada said, drilling holes in the boat because gunpowder can't fire if it's wet, they just got off the boat and just opened fire. Alright? Now, here's the thing that I subdue us all, because I just pissed everybody off. You cannot blame a European, you cannot blame a black person, and you cannot blame a Native American for the shit that went down, because it was going to happen one way or the other. And you can't get mad at your black friends, your white friends, your Native American friends over fucking slavery. Every three ethnicities had slaves. So, got that shit out the way? Good. Now, just in case you don't know, yes, some black people who had high power had slaves. Don't think that they didn't. They did. History doesn't teach you this shit in school because it makes your white friends afraid of you if you're black. It makes your black friends hate you if you're white. And your Asian or Native American friends are like this. What? Okay. Then the Chinese came. Then the Japanese came. Then World War II came. You see where this is going. Okay? Now, the First Nations had problems with the French and the Europeans up in Canada because they wanted to settle that. But I think the First Nations probably have more rights than most of the Native American tribes in America itself. Okay? And it's a big government clusterfuck on both ends on that shit. So, here we go. If you were Mexican, and the reason why you don't speak Aztec, Incan, or Mayan, or Amazon languages is because you were conquered by Cortez. And Cortez made Spain their natural language of Spanish. So when those Mayan disasters, the Incan fall, and the Aztec ruins, the conquerors were conquistadors from Spain. Columbus was from Spain, which is why Spain is one of the primary languages. Then you have the French, you have the Pilgrims, etc., etc. Now, when you brought in slaves, and once slaves retained freedom of speech has been one of the first things that was checked off in the American way of you can say what the fuck you want, no matter whose feelings it hurt. And then along came the words nigger, honky, chink, gook, spick, half-breed, mutt, mulatto, wetback, slickback, redneck, cracker. Need I go on? Slope, slant-eyed, gook, in case I said that twice. So now we got this thing called racism. And all those words I just named comes out of everybody's mouth and offends everybody of every ethnicity in all of America. And you know the funny thing about this shit is, when I went to Canada, I hung around a bunch of Asian people. Not one time have I heard the words half-breed, red man, chief. None of that shit came out their mouth towards me. I hung around a bunch of black people that was in Canada. Not the American ones, just the Canadian ones. I never heard the word nigger uttered out of their mouth. I hung around white people. I never heard the word cracker or nigger hung out their mouth. Now, I haven't been to any other countries, but I've been to Canada enough times that I can call it a home. And it's like as least racist as possible up there. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen nothing like that. But when I come home, it's been half-breed, mutt. Then you hear the other racist names. Nigger, honky, gook, spick, etc., etc. Why is our country the only country that really has a racial problem? Other countries seem to like not even let that shit bother them. Now, there are countries where that shit's a little tense, but it's not as fucked up as this country. You know? And we're now getting hypersensitive on race. But other countries, you know, they found ways of dealing with it by, like, if you're going to be racist, keep your racist thoughts at home. You can be a racist in your own backyard. Nobody's ever going to know unless you're screaming it at the top of your lungs. But here in America, after the Unite the Right thing, and everybody's just starting to wear their racism on their sleeve. And like I said, me being mixed, I don't have the right to be a racist, because anything I say that's racist spits on my white grandfather, my black grandfather, my Native American grandfather. So why would I want to spit on people that I love? That's not what we do. But yet we do it every day. When we get on these things. Oh, that James Williams, he's a fucking nigger. Then somebody else retweets it. That James Williams, he's a nigger. But then they like, oh, I know that guy. He's not just a nigger. He's also a Native American and a white boy. So you see where that's going. I have been the victim of racism all my life. But I'm not going to go and blame all Japanese people for something that one Japanese person said to me. I'm not going to do it to Chinese people because of one Chinese person. I'm not going to do it to Native Americans because of one Native American. I'm not going to do it to black people. I'm not going to do it to Africans. I'm not going to do it to white people. Because here's the thing. 1 in 20 people that you know is secretly a racist. They won't tell you to their face because they love you and they're your friend, but they don't want to lose your friendship, but they're not honest with you. So you're in a conundrum, you know. But if you know your friends, you know the ones that have racial tendencies. Some of them are racist and don't even know they're racist. It's just that simple. But when I get to the third video, which I will in a second, you'll understand where I'm coming from. And I'm going to make that short because I have other things to talk about.